Looks like we got a new player, and I don't think it's an NPC. Um, NK, what's happening with you, man? How you feeling, man? You welcome to the panel.
Man, Trev,
Have
so
you?
after all these years, you don't know how to still say my name?
What did I say? Didn't I say
He said,
Ikene?
Yeah, you get it
Oh
he
right.
yeah,
said Kine.
yeah. We got it right now. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
dyslexic.
okay.
That's why I make Marcus read, just in case you didn't know.
Oh, okay. How you guys doing?
We
All
doing all right.
good,
Has
man.
anybody pissed you off tonight so far, or no? Not yet.
You know, no, I gotta keep it on the side because my junior brother, um, Darren, sometimes like to piss me off, but that's okay.
Who that?
All right.
Me?
Yeah, how you get? But other than that, that's okay. So
Well,
you
that's
guys,
good because you normally coming in hot. You normally are pissed off before you even get here, so that's a
yeah,
good look.
that's
We're off
yeah,
to a good
yeah.
start.
Yeah,
So,
no,
so what you got?
you guys are saying the right thing. It's just that you got to the thing about the community. Like whenever I speak about the community, I speak about both here and and motherland. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So we all have the same problem, and one of the problems that we do have is that we don't protect our own. You see what I'm saying? So when you have someone like Eric, the mayor of New York, said that he doesn't want to accept migrants anymore into New York City. Within a week, they went after him. That is outrageous. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's supposed to speak out against that. You cannot punish somebody politically just because they don't like what you're doing. So you because you're overwhelming his city, he said, "No, you got to stop." And then the next thing you do is to punish the guy. It's not good. One thing that I find out in the black community, both home and here, is that whenever a black person is went after, we start talking about what is wrong with that black person, even though we know obviously that they're coming after him for political reason. They know we are never united. They know that. That is why they can do it to us any day, anytime, because they know we're not united. They know we always speak against each other. We always laugh at each other's misery. We always kick each other when we're down. When that person is down, we kick against ourselves when we're down. We never come and say, you know what, this is unfair. This is not good. We laugh at each other. We see everything as comedy. Or I'm not where he is, so I don't give a damn about him. No. They're going after that guy because of what he believes, what he went against. That's why they went after him. That is despicable. I bet you if black people come together and said, you know what, this is a no, don't make it race because this is not racial. I don't think this is racial. But it became racial because they know we can't say nothing. Because why? They've told us that we should all be individualistic in attitude. We've always been
Hmm.
individualistic, except if when a police person shoots a black person, then we come together. But when we know that that person is being prosecuted because of his political belief, now we're like, oh shit, it's not me. Tomorrow is going to be you when you run for office, because this is what I'm trying to say. When you have the Jewish community come together and took down two black candidates, that's when I knew that black people had no spine in them. Nobody spoke out against that. Nobody condemned the Jewish community because of that. Nobody said anything. I bet you if black people come tomorrow and went against a Jewish person for making an incendiary comment, the whole of them will come and speak against black. They're going to summon El Sharpton. You have
For the record,
1.8 trillion dollars in spending, but you can't even say nothing. That's a shame.
hey, for the record though, nobody can say something about the Jews.
but everybody can say something about black people. Isn't that a shame?
I would agree. I would
It's a
agree.
shame because guess what? You know why it's a shame? Because we speak against each other when something happens to one person. If we come together in this podcast and condemn what they did, and every podcast out there start condemning what they did or what they're doing to this guy, let me tell you, tomorrow everything will change. Within a week, they will reverse that indictment. Because what is wrong with that guy getting getting upgrading his ticket? Nothing wrong against that. All they have to do is to wait until he doesn't report it as a campaign contribution, which has what do they call it, status of limitation. He has up to 3 years to report it.
Kenny, I think one of the things with the two congressmen, damn, why did name slip in my brain right now?
Bush and the other
Bush.
and the other guy in
Bowman.
from
It was Bowman and Bush, right? Corey
yeah,
Bush and Jamal Bowman.
yeah.
So the do you think they spent their political capital on fighting for something that black people care about, or fighting for something that did not directly benefit the black community?
I gotta say this real quick. Let me respond to that. The reason why you go to black community, the Congress people in DC don't do anything in the black community is because we don't have their back beyond voting. We are voting who is selected. We're not selecting who is voted for. You see what I'm saying? So they pay their interest to who selected them, because if they weren't selected, you wouldn't be voting for them, right? But because they were selected, now you're voting for who is selected. America doesn't have primary. We don't have a true democracy, because everything that you see, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Trump, all these people were selected. They got selected through the primary process and then presented to us as no choice. It's all no choice vote. You don't have a choice. So what they're doing, what these people, Congress people are doing, that's why
Wait,
black community is rotten. Is
wait.
because no,
You said
I'm coming, brother. The reason why they're doing what they're doing is because when you go to Chicago, there is no high tech library. It's because there are people that pay for them to be in Congress, and they have to do something for those community first. So the black community gets the crackers. Go ahead, Viz. Sorry
you,
about that.
no, you good. But there was a selection as far as with Trump and with Biden. They they went up against other people in the DNC and the RNC in order to be on the presidential ballot. The only person that hasn't happened with is Kamala. She was placed into that position.
No. She
But
has every. She has
traditionally,
every.
it's you vote within your party to see who would go on the presidential ballot.
No, but Viz, the reason he
Yeah.
quasi right is because, like, so with Bernie Sanders, he actually would have beat Biden, but the Democrat elders selected who they wanted to go move forward in the Democratic primary. You're right about what you're saying about Kamala, though, but
Right.
Yeah. Kamala is not. That is
is
not. That is not correct to Kamala.
Jamal Bowman and Corey Bush, they got into it with AIPAC fighting on behalf of Palestine, and they push towards things that matter to the black voters. Genocide is wrong. I
The
agree with
reason
that.
why I said that doesn't apply to Kamala is because Kamala was already a ticket. You see
Yeah,
what I'm saying? It's constitutional, so they cannot say that she wasn't selected. She was just not given the nomination out of whim. No, she has every right to be where she is right now because of she's part of a ticket. This is constitution, brother.
no, she was
Let
not on that ticket. She was not on that
no,
ticket in the primary. It
no,
just said Joe Biden.
she is in a ticket. You know why she's a ticket? because the
because they
ticket
could
It's,
have
it's
had.
the
says
what the
the
Fifth
ticket
Amendment, right?
is yes, she is already picked by Joe Biden. Normally, normally before stuff happens like that, you haven't selected your vice president, right? Candidate, but she's already in the office with an elect. She's already elected. She's elected as Joe Biden is elected because when you elect a president, right, you are electing a vice president. You know why? Because according to U.S. Constitution, Joe Biden cannot fire Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
The same
So I
process at which Joe Biden can be removed by impeachment is the only process Kamala Harris can be removed by impeachment. So Joe Biden can then step aside, and that's why Joe Biden. Look at what happened. Joe Biden already locked in the number of delegates, right?
yeah,
So when he stepped aside, he had all
I
these
think
delegates. So all he has to do now is to nominate her and then hand her over all that delegates. But then the delegates
yeah.
will come back and do a roll call to ascertain.
So
Mm,
the problem we're having
All
is
right.
that the word play is one part of it because like we're saying elected, but it's more like defaulted into the
Yep.
nominee because she has 0 delegates. So she's been defaulted, and that's correct
Mm,
because of the you know when you go back to the amendments, it's in there. It says, okay, listen, yeah, this is the ruling. No, it is. It is.
In
It's
2023, he could have replaced her. Is my point. He could have replaced her on that ticket
yes.
if he wanted
Yes.
to.
Yeah.
yeah,
He
yeah,
can
yeah.
because he's going for a
He could
second
have.
time. He can. He could have, but as long as he didn't do that, she's already part of that ticket.
Yeah. And he's
Yeah.
not happy with this decision anyway.
No,
Remember,
it's
they
not. It's
forced
not.
him out. They Bernie Sanders. That's what they did to Bernie Sanders. They forced him out. Same thing. They did him dirty. That wasn't supposed to happen. He ain't happy with the decision, but he's holding his nose and bearing with it just because they're like, oh well, it's fresh blood. He was definitely going to take the L. So I I kind of understand it because there was no way he was coming back after that debate. So they said, well, this is our Hail Mary. We at least could try this. We'll infuse some type of vigor into the campaign, and it did. It gave it breathed new life into them. Right now, at least we could definitely say that without a doubt.
And they
Even though
could
it's
have
bullshit.
held a primary. The issue wasn't whether or not a primary was supposed to be held. It was them deciding if they had enough time to hold a primary and the access to the funds they raised for Biden would not have been
No,
able
they
to
can't
go.
hold a primary. Primary is already done. They can't hold a primary anymore. The
They
only thing
won.
they can do is to go to the floor of. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro. Sorry about that.
No,
Uh,
and the only issue they
we
was
about
gonna
to.
have was with the money that they had raised campaigning for Biden. They couldn't just transfer to somebody else. That was the issue. It wasn't could they not select another candidate. They absolutely could have. That's why Obama didn't
Okay.
endorse Bernie because they were trying to convince them to figure out how to do it or if they was gonna hold a primary or not. If that was the case, then it just would have been Kamala.